science and health issues get in the media.
Totally, Edgar, yet science information is very important.
Yeah, for sure. That's why the Health Journalists Network is here.
How can they help?
They are a group of journalists dedicated to advancing public understanding of healthcare issues through impactful reporting on health and science.
Oh, really?
Yes, they meet up every month with scientists and researchers, policymakers, and activists at the science media cafes. They then relay what they discuss to the public.
Does that benefit us?
Oh yes, very much so. This helps with health and science literacy for a healthy Ugandan society.
Okay. I love getting informed about science and health issues. Health information makes all the difference between life and death. I'll look them up and engage them.
That's great. They are based all over the country.
Oh, okay. That's interesting, and they should be making real impact.
They are empowering health communities through journalism. Journalists can save lives just like doctors.
The Alternative Dig Talk. Real issues, real talk. Alternative Dig Talk. Real issues, real talk.
Amacha amalungi abatukereddeko ku mpewo zaffe eza The Alternative Dig Talk. Njagala okubakulisaayo Mighty Global Updates okusobola okulaba nga ate tutambulira ku layini emu amanyaze Farida bikobere mu studios ntuddemu n'omukyala Nakuya Aidah. She is contesting okubanga ate yava lulina naye wano kyamukisa mulungi nti I was with her last time nga twogera lulimi lw'eggomba. Olwaleero tugenda kwogera lulimi lwa Kampala Central. It is very unfortunate that we are seeing candidates crossing from here and there after being denied party cards. We want to understand, don't they trust the process? Bagamba the process yalimu ebirumira. Anyways, even if they don't trust the process, why did they participate in a process they don't trust? So it is a Monday, enaku z'omwezi 13 omwezi tuli mu October omwaka 2025. Nsuubira nti muli bulungi nnyo bannanga bakyali ewaka tusambyeko tugende tukole tuve mu kulera engalo. It is not as good. Ntera nnyo okubakubiriza nti nammwe abali mu kutambula ne ba candidates bammwe ku campaign trails twewale nnyo okuleka emirimu gyaffe okugenda okuwagira bannabyabufuzi nga after election eno yonna ng'ewedde ogenda kubeera jobless nga toyina kyolya mutufuukira obuzibu mu communities. It is very important okuwagira candidate wo from the job. Beera ku mulimo gwo wagira candidate wo. Enaku zino ebintu biri digital. Campaign ogiraba ku simu yo. So mubeere abantu abagezigezi ng'obwana bw'emisota tuleme kubanga ate twonona n'obutono bwe tuyinawo. We know unemployment is really high mu nsi gye tuwangaaliramu. So bw'obanga ofunye akakisa n'ofuna kalimu tekibeera kirungi ate okasuula olw'ensonga kuba candidate wo olina okutambula naye otalaga eggwanga Uganda lyonna. It wouldn't be a wise decision. So ngenda kubanga nyaniriza omugenyi wange asooka atulamuseeko awo nno show yaffe etyoka etambule bukwako. Kwaniriza Miss Aidah.
Kale mkwano nange ndi musanyufu nyonyo kubeera ekitundutundu nate ku talk show ya leero. And I want to thank you for endlessly and tirelessly calling unto me okujja okubaako kyentuusa eri eggwanga.
Oh, wow.
Era yenze Nakuya Aidah nga bulijjo atagejja
atakogga
kati
small body big brain
kati nagasseeko nti ndi kiti kya muwogo buli wonna
okisuula yekirandi
ate ndi spring oyinza okuntuulira nenzikakkana nnyo naye ate bweyimuka nziramu nenkola ki
nenyimuka kituufu engeri gy'oli mu kubeera ng'olamuza ekifo kya Kampala Central ndowooza wabaddeyo mu carnival wagirabye?
No.
Did you participate?
I wasn't part of the carnival. I did not attend the carnival.
Oh, why?
It being a Sunday, munaku zonna olunaku olwa Sunday no dictating for God and family.
Ababadde mu Kampala City Carnival tubakulisaayo, though abantu bagamba yali less advertised, people didn't know it was happening on Sunday. Naye nga ababaddeyo mwenna nalabye Prime Minister Nabanja ng'alino kulembedde procession nga batambula tubeebaza okuba nti abantu mwabatuusizzaako essanyu nga libabuganye bulungi nnyo. Abamu badde mu comparing ne ya Jennifer Musisi, but there will always be something different. Ebintu ebijja kubanga ate bibeera byebimu. Ababadde nebbi NRM painted nebbi yellow. I want to tell you, keep an eye on your candidates. Know who is pulling crowds and always pay attention to the message that I am telling those crowds. Kikulu nnyo okulaba nga ate ofaayo nnyo ku message gye bali mu kuseringa. NRM is protecting the gains for the past 40 years. Others are promising a lot of things ebinyuma okuwulira. Ebyo nno bibeerawo mu kaseera kano ak'okubanga ate abantu banoonya obululu. So it is always important okubanga gwagenda okulonda ofaayo nnyo ku message candidate wo gyali mu kuseringa. Sometimes the message isn't as good, so it is always important to pay attention to that, okulaba ani ayina ekitunde nnyo okiyinza okutwala mu maaso. Naye ng'eyo nvuddeyo njagala okukulisaayo Aidah mu process eno yonna eyakuwandula.
Thank you.
I want to congratulate you because you participated. It is always important for someone to participate. Kubanga it is only the brave that participate. Abanafu tubeere n'ensonga bazirengera bulenge. So we congratulate you for participating. Yaddenga the results is advices wali osubira. Were you hoping like tebayinza okutampa card, or did it, catch you by surprise?
Actually, politics is I don't know how best to term it, but some of us are no longer at a level whereby you're taken just by surprise. My entry into the national platform was on purpose.
Okay.
And it was intentional. And it was negotiated.
Between who and who?
Between Aidah and some of the power centers that are in the national platform.
Okay. And what was
it wasn't purpose? Just a mere move, because
it wasn't a personal move.
The people power began in 2019.
Yes.
2019, 2020, very much, never so much. And we see the national platform coming into existence just 4 months to the 2021 general elections.
Exactly.
But part of the founders of the People Power movement is Aidah Nakuya, who did not cross to the national platform. Practically because I do not believe that what I had come to put across as people power, our aim was to unite Ugandans without colors. Our aim was to see that we come together and fight jointly to change leadership.
Yeah.
Whether you are DP, whether you are NRM, whether you are FDC, whether you are what, our goal was not to be a political party, but to be a one movement that is going to come up with one presidential candidate who is subscribing to the people power.
Okay.
That was the main issue. However, it was at a certain stage joined by the DP grand reunions, which everyone noticed, and everyone can bear us witness that it was bringing hope to the face of Ugandans for change. Unfortunately, when politicians see a gap, or when they see an opportunity, they tend to meander and use it and even leave the main goal.
Okay. So which opportunity did they see that made them meander?
They felt like, people power to a president.
Okay.
Let's look for a president. And then Honorable Kyagulanyi was already in parliament and was seemingly built by the DP bloc, and he gained that momentum and more fame politically, and finally came up as the president of the People Power Movement. However, I think as they were making negotiations and making discussions where we weren't, they decided to say, let's make it a political party. So we who are the founders, even young as we were and few as we were, we felt a little dismayed because it wasn't the game. The game was having that one voice united irrespective of colors.
Okay. That's
why practically you did not see Nakuya rushing to join the National Unity Platform. I remained DP, but I was People Power.
But then,
so today, it's not by coincidence or
that
by
you joined
chance
the National Unity
Platform.
You mentioned earlier that your joining was
intention
and on purpose.
Yeah.
What was the purpose?
The purpose was, we are all looking at change. We all want change. We all want to advance. We all want to see this new Uganda that we are fighting for, but how can we bring it on board? How can we fight together? Aidah, don't fight from Kampala. Well, people of Kampala know you, they appreciate you, they respect you, and they listen to your voice, but you can do better somewhere. And they told me the National Unity Platform is not having a candidate in
that particular area.
It's not having a candidate
in Gomba. However, okubeera ng'olonda okustandinga egomba. It was an advice that was given to you, not your personal choice.
No. They called me on board. They said you're a voice to recon on to bend on for change. We know you can do this. Actually, they had made their own survey minus me that one, Gomba is winnable by an NUP candidate. They looked out for the person who was having the flag in Gomba, and they knew the challenges she had.
Yes.
Two, they even went ahead to make a survey on how the NRM candidate last time came into office.
Yes.
And they based on that to say that, no, look, we need someone with these qualities to come and oust out the NRM candidate. And that person, when they were looking around, they eyed out for Aidah who?
Nakuya. And they reached out.
I told them, one, my interest was Kampala Central. If it's not Kampala Central, then I think I'll be out of the political arena for 5 years. They practically said, no, we cannot lose you on the political scene. Come, go to Gomba. I took a bold decision. I told them I cannot take it alone. I have to talk to my husband, being that I'm a married woman.
Yes.
And I met them with my husband first. I took him. He's not a politician, but him being part of the main funders in my elections and campaigns, and practically because of all the support that he has to offer at the end of that day, he's my fallback position.
Exactly.
From the campaigns, you're frustrated, you have to get back home. You don't need to be frustrated at home, but just imagine entering your home at 2 a.m. What will your husband say? So you need his ear, you need his back. That's why practically I went into this negotiation with him. And after going with him, the same people told me, invite like your 15 people who can support your bid for Gomba, and you enter into Gomba. I came to Kampala. I sourced out my first 15 whom I know. Actually, I called like 30, but in the meeting they came like 15.
Yes.
And we devised means on how Aidah can enter Gomba and how we can help her. And these people even assured them that Aidah Nakuya's ticket is already on table and the president is badly in need of her presence in Gomba. I was having my we have what we call the Harvest Institute, and we do School of Leadership and Ministry.
Yes.
I left. I cut it short. I was in Kenya. I cut it short. I went to Gomba. I made a momentum that was required of me in Gomba. I changed the dynamics of Gomba. Wherever they felt it was NRM's stronghold is where I gave priority. And as I speak now, we even have national unity platform councillors from that area. I did not see it come that at a certain point they would say you do not deserve it.
The card.
You do not deserve it. Otherwise, I would have gone into Gomba purposely to build Aidah Nakuya as a brand, not national platform
as a party. Yes.
You know?
Yeah.
If it was like that, I would be knowing. Then too, I was ready to stay in Kampala and see how best we can play this game and bring the win to the people of Uganda.
Yeah.
For better representation in Parliament.
But then the question is, Aidah, if these people reached on to you, then why did I deny you the card?
Now that's where that's where it all comes in. And two, I may not even say that I was meant to have it, so I'd not work for it. I worked for it. I went on ground. If you go to Gomba
but
today,
there was a promise. There was a promise that was made.
There was. But even irrespective of that promise, I did my role as a candidate. On ground, I went, I consolidated support, I mobilized it. Even till now, the people of Gomba still call me Honorable What Next?
Tuzaako
ki tebagikuwadde batukoze bubi bawa batyono omukazi kubanga kino na kino. They are having so many disappointments on table, but I told them ngenda bagamba ekyokuzaako. Finally, when they saw my move for Kampala Central, they said no ba Kampala tugenda kujja tukuwagirire.
Nga tunayingira Kampala Central. Process ene y'okugaba cards wagiyingira mu ng'ogitrustinga. Did you trust the process?
I want to be sincere and realistic. I trusted the process. Even due to the fact that I had somehow merited, I was melted somewhere. I felt like, yeah, I have merit over this.
Yes.
But I trusted the process. That's why when they told me, go to the ground, we need the 60% from the ground and the 40% from the vetting, I went into it. I want to be sincere. When we got to ground, basing on me and the person I was contesting with in Gomba, I'll have a 59 on ground and the person will have a 20. That's if it's there. Then too, when we come to the vetting just here at Kavule,
yes,
I'll have, let me say, a 37. And my candidate will not have that. Reason being, you know, fete tutambula muwawa mu politics. Yes. I've been a politician for 15 years now. I have intelligence in different areas. And my intelligence told me after going out of the panel, the panelists themselves said, akawala kagejjedde ku panel. And yes, I want to be sincere. And they went on and said, we've interviewed ladies, we've interviewed women. Yes. But if you bring other women on board in the national unity platform, Nakuya the exception. Literally, that means I satisfied the panel. I even recall the questions they asked me on the panel. Very few people will remember that. I can even ably give them to you, and I call that elections management committee of the party to bring the recording, and you see they ask the same question. So if you do remember the questions, even after 3 weeks, just to know you're what? You're exceptional indeed.
So should we say nti ku ground basanga nga you didn't make the 60 that I were looking for on ground?
That's what I've already told you. On ground, I made the 60.
And you satisfied the panel. Then why not
and I satisfied the panel. Now where it comes in, where the jokes and the meandering and the mudslinging and the final games comes in, even after the EMC making its conclusion and handing over the results to the president to hand them over to the office of the secretary general of the party, that's where the guest is. that even the results that were handed over, according to my internal intelligence, that were handed over by the president to the SG, are not the ones that came out for the final list.
List yani yajichanga.
There are some figures in the national unity platform that hold the president hostage. Ngalingo omuchi omuwambe. And I believe at a certain point in time it may not be Aidah to speak who it is, but Ugandans bajja kutegeera. Naye olwaleero Munnayuganda yenna nga ayagala enkyukakyuka ey'omuggundu. Naddala okusinziira mu kibuga ekikulu wano Kampala. Atunuulire Nakuya Aidah n'eriise George.
Kakati nanti abantu ensonga lwaki tebagenda ku trusting eriemu. Bagenda kulaba nti otandise okujoininga group eri gye twatamingako ey'aba political nomads. Totambula ova wanodda wali tokyatudde. That's why people may not trust you with their vote. Because you have just joined NUP. And kaseera katono nnyo. NUP okugamba nze olw'okuba banyimye card, I am coming as independent and I am nsonga waneno. Then bw'oba wabadde ozimbye ground egomba lwaki tewastandiza egomba as an independent?
Ekyo kyenjagala okugamba bannayuganda oba bannakampala olunaku lwaleero nti ground gyenzimbye egomba ebadde ya bisuubizo, promises. And two, egomba ground mbadde sigizimba nga Nakuya Aidah, mbadde ngizimba ku lwa national unity platform. Ground ye Kampala najizimba mu brand eya Nakuya Aidah. Eyo brand eyina results that are already on table zebamanyi nti Nakuya Aidah ali what? Nakuya Aidah yakola kino. Kati gwe nawe obeera gwe okugenda nawa ne wa results eziri seen ne wa results eziri promised gobeerawa
ogenda wezirabika.
That's the reason I'm in Kampala Central.
After being denied the card, wafunako interaction n'abakulu?
Unfortunately, I've not gotten that.
Did anyone try to you know, call you or something, or talk to you, call you into a meeting or dialogue?
Ndi mukyala mugezigezi. And I repeat that. Sometimes nange nebuzo bayenzo
oba magezi nagajja kwani
banagajja kwani
tunonyezi ekika kya daddy gwe abantu gwe babajja gye bazaala abaana abagezi.
National Unity Platform yazigaba tuli Jinja. President ng'ate agenze ku trial ye yasookera ddala. We were in Jinja. It was like at 10 p.m. when the results came out. When they came out, Rachin kugamba nti ndi mukazi mugezigezi, nasooka nentuula wansi, and after sitting down, I thought, what can I do now?
Ng'olabye nti kadi tebagikuwadde.
Ng'olabye nti tebagimpadde. So I took an initiative. Nengamba, okay, let me call the stakeholders. Abampita. Ne bampa assurance ya card. And when I called them, Nengamba, hello, how are you? Mugamba chi, are you fine? I'm not fine, Bichi. Mugamba, yeah, I'm also not fine. I've seen every card, but I want to say thank you for the work you did for me. Thank you for all the efforts you put in. However, tetufunye kyetubadde tukola ki? Tulwanirira. Nakuya munange ebyo bivuddemu kale tugende n'ebyo. What I needed to hear from that person is to tell me what went wrong, where the twist came from.
Yes.
Naye bo tebakitegeera nti nze kye nali nnoonya okubakubira okubeebaza. Bo balowooza nti ndiido ffe nnyo, nti immediately nkoosiidinze nti bakoze nnyo. I would have considered nti bakoze nnyo singa baŋŋamba obuzibu bwavawa kwa assurance eri gye mwampa ne results zino ezivuddeyo vis-a-vis the energies I've put in Gomba. I needed to have a meet up with people at a certain point ne baŋŋamba
ne bakunyonyola obuzibu bwabadde
this and this, but the challenge is here. I want to get different. Kyenva nkugamba nti I take my steps with wisdom. None of them came out. When I came out, I called like 2. When I came out to put up my bid for Kampala Central. First, I made a decision and I told one of my friends that, you know what, I'm not going to be buried in Gomba. I'm going to come back, play my politics from the city, because that's where I was birthed politically. I have been nurtured politically and groomed. So I must serve the people of Kampala irrespective of the party.
Zino results nga tuvuddeyo nanti fenna abalwanirira demokrasia mu ggwanga Uganda. Did you kind of petition akakiiko k'ebyokulonda aka party ogamba banayenze siri mu mativu ne results ze mwawadde bannagomba?
Kyenakugambye nti they said babatali satisfied, we are giving you 2 days to petition. I did not petition because I knew ekyava mu kakiiko kengendo okupetitioninga ate ne mmala okumanya ekyava mu kakiiko kengendo opetitioningira ne mmanya n'ekyava wano n'ekyaleetebwa ku final in the final list. If list akakiiko gye kakola ye list eyasomebwa nandi petitioning.
Nemmwe mujjawa ani abagamba nti list eno bagikyanga? Mwalabako list y'akakiiko?
Bolowooza bajjawa obwongo obumanya nti Nakuya oyo mulungi tumukasuke Gomba.
Kisobokera
they first do a survey. And so in the study and as they look for candidates. Just as they do a survey, we do a survey and we have.
But then if you were not given the card, that means they misjudged you. They thought you are the right candidate, and then maybe going on ground, they find results is really different.
Kati also the other challenge that the National Unity Platform is yet to face is they are having people who are helping Museveni manage transition from inside.
Inside the political
Should I repeat that? They are having people who are helping the president, Museveni, to manage transition in the National Unity Platform. And I know, at the right time, Ugandans will see that. And they will say, Aidah yagamba.
Aidah, obadde omaze ebbanga ki mu kibiina kya NUP? Kuva wakijoyiningira paka olwaleero.
It does not take how long you've taken
to be part of a grouping to understand how systems are working.
It doesn't take how long, but it takes a bright and steady mind.
Okumanya nti katulina mba malls. Okimanyi ekigambo kya malls kyatta FDC okutuuka weerisaawe.
Sibaisaba malls nze ngamba abayamba President Museveni okumanaging. You never know, but you may say you can say omuntu omuyita mall nga you're steadily that this is a transitional thing. Omuntu nolaba nga akuyiseemu obanga okimanyi this is pure opposition. Omuntu nolaba nga akuyiseemu. Maybe ababayita some FDC members like my role model, one of them is Mugisha Muntu. I'll be sincere. Every time I look at him, I admire how he takes his moves. In the time he was called a more, I wasn't happy. You get?
Yeah.
So, I don't know, in the Sisobola Baita Aba Mall, because you may be...
Nenga bali mukuyambako, omukulembeze ali mu ntebe.
Osanga gwe mulimo gwe. Kati bw'abata gukoze. Abera mole erioli yamutuma.
Nanti kati bw'abamukoze abera mole eriyo namutrusting anti atambula naye bali agenda yemu.
Ate osanga nga namutrusting ayinza okuba akimanyi gwe mulimo gwe. Asinza okuba akimanyi nti ono gwe mulimo gwe.
Naye nze Nakuya Aidah must have identified lwaki yamibwa kadi. What be the reason?
Omanyi ebintu bino we tubyogerako abantu bajja kulowooza nti we blow our own
trumpets. But it is okay.
But according to what I heard, this was the statement from one of the key from about deciding anga bamaze about deciding anti ono tumujje ku list yo na fulumire ku final. Yagamba ono Nakuya Aidah mugezi ajja kuba unruly.
mu kibiina
gwelooza anulule yo mujandibadde mu kibiina oba at a certain point where they want to put the party. Okitegeera. So when I got to know that namanya nti amagezi gange sige gagenda okunfunisa ekibonerezo. Amagezi gange sige gagenda okuziika political career yange. Abana Kampala naddala ba Kampala Central and Kampala at large betaaga abantu abagezi. And neggwanga lino, to be sincere and realistic, mwetaaga abantu abagezi abagenda okumanaginga ensonga and not being tribalistic. Even the Buganda kingdom needs the people who are bright, who are wise, who are going to hold table its issues when transition comes. Because like it or not, tugenda mu moment ya transition. But who is going, ani agenda okukiikirira ku tebe eyo nkyukakyuka? Ani agenda okukiikirira ku tebe eyo ng'obuyinza buva mikono gy'ono nga budda ku ono?
Netolowooza nti obuzibu bwava wali eri mu kutandika mwakolera negotiations wali badde standing your ground nobagana naye nze sigenda gomba nze siri wegomba I am for Kampala.
Kati kankulage ekintu ebintu ebimu Farida oyina okubeera nga osoma politics, the past, the current,
and the future,
and sometimes you relate to the future. Honorable Namboze mwagala nnyo. And when sometimes I'm looking at her politics, I always laugh. Because sometimes she prays right her politics. Honorable Namboze, 2016. Yes, 2016. Waliwo Orange Party. Honorable Namboze, y'omu ku baasayidinga okukolagana ne by then the right honorable Amama Mbabazi.
Yes.
Honorable Namboze, right honorable Amama Mbabazi, are nominating Okuwangula as presidential candidate ne Dr. Kiza Besigye.
Yes.
Honorable Namboze abeera ku lwale ya Dr. Kiza Besigye. Abeera ku lwale ya Honorable
Amama Mbabazi. Mu kisinde kye kya go forward.
Mu kisinde kya go forward. Alaba tekoze eki.
Tekutayo nnyo.
Adduka emisinde ajja kuwa.
Ewa dokita.
When you're studying politics, they tell you politics is a dynamic animal. It's fools that keep static when you go to political science. Njagala ekyo nkikulage nti oluusi we tuba tuyayanira enkyukakyuka eno twerekereza ego yaffe, twerekereza obugagga bwaffe, twerekereza by the way n'obulamu bwaffe, kubanga olwaliro bino byenjogera mu studio simanyi oba nnatuukewako oba siikole ki oba siituuke, but we have reached that level because we need change and it has to be now. It's not tomorrow, it's not when, but we choose to come up. So singa go wagamba nze sivaawo nze nsigala wano bandigambye oyo omuwala ayina
egume,
ayina ego, ayina pride, ayina ki
tajja soboka.
Ontegeera.
So nokkiriza
so it was discipline okugamba let me
kangende
calm down nzikakane. After all it's the same message of change.
Yes.
Ate nange ng'omuntu nabagamba mumpemu some 2 to 3 days. Actually that is where na 3. Nabagamba mumpemu olunaku 1 to 2. Nenkola survey Gomba. To know, because I have my people in Gomba. Wabuuza nti Gomba eyo tusobola owangula. I even took an initiative. Nengenda mu Gomba nga bote bamanyi. And I went to the areas ze baali batidde.
Nga bagamba nti ziri NRM stronghold.
Yes, NRM stronghold. Before putting in my forms of interest, I did my own survey and I wondered now wawangulwa oba tewawangulwa. And I made a survey nga nsobola okuwangulawo. Nengamba after all it will be a voice of change in parliament. Let me go with that. Obutarabinga nyobo obutakubagana to have a lot of friction in the what? In the changing process, in the momentum for changing this country.
Yes.
The issue, the goal is parliament.
Yeah.
Is not where
wona we nkwatidde
kadi ya parliament. Mwogenda kubanga olwalero bannayuganda era njagala okibagamba kirabo kyebayinza okuwa Uganda kwe kusindika abaka ba parliament nga ba purely opposition mu parliament nga bangi. Obo ntegeera singa twali tusindise abaka ba parliament abo opposition nga bangi mu parliament ekisanja ekkomo ku bisanja teryandigiddwawo
kubanga abawakanya
bandibadde bangi ekkomo ekujjawo age limit tekyandibaddewo kubanga ab'opposition bandibaddemu ne bagamba nti tuli enough number so the eyes have it oba the nose have it tuli fenna twandibadde tukisobola so kati obola nga twasalawo abamu spreading on board tigwe ne wontwala eggomba kasitamba nga strategy enkozeeyo ejja kutuleeta ku ejja tuleetera win. That was the spirit.
N'ogendayo kaadi ne bagiwa omuntu agambibwa nti kind of related.
No, not kind of related. Yeah, my opponent was a sister to the president. Is a sister to the president. But even before she had the card and lost. Actually, it say that they are losing, but you're failing elections petition. We are talking of filing elections petition. Opponent when I'm buying off. Nakiriza. So, kati wabanga victory abantu already ogitunze, and you'll bear me witness you're here. If she wins that constituency, njakuwa sente Farid.
Meka.
Njazikuwa.
Tusokere kalabalabi balabanze jigenzi kubanje nakuyagulu
ate watajiwangula.
Atenze bwatajiwangula nze siri mukozi wa betting nze sisibawo.
Yakuzanyo kabaka kulemi. Obato inachoza
Oli kumaite drive tubeerawo wano buli lunaku essaawa zibeera 2 Monday to Friday paka saawa 4 tubatwogera nsonga z'abantu. Last week I heard Musili David talking relatively the same statements Aidah is mentioning. Ngagaba banna yeze nali ku kadi yava mu EMC naye bwe yagenda mu executive erinnya ne lijibwako ne kadi ne bagiwa mukyala Zahara. Anyways we kitegeeza nti mulimu abantu abayina power over ntino
gwete kikwewuunyisa okusaba omulimo ku digitoko
nekomerawo
ku Baba TV Gocho nacho tekikwewuunyisa. If you want to be sincere ebintu ebimu banna Uganda by the way this is not a joke.
Kisobokera ddala kubanga party yakola tebabagamba ground banonyako 60 tebagamba mukyalo ono
60% eza Kampala bagenda nga bazikola ennakawa
bagenda okulaba nga Kampala
talina West
ne bamuze Machinde West
and these are issues that one they are intended okudemoralizing abantu abatabayingira politics. 2 they are intended okutta the younger political careers. 3 they are intended okubakuba okubazza wansi okulaba nti kyonna kye bagezaako tebakifuna. Kubanga oyina already candidates who have expressed interest in that area. How can you bring in Emulya Nyama in Machinde East? Oshtegera, you bring Emulya Nyama here and Taff be here. Oyabe ku luzungulwa, please. Can Ugandans be genuine to themselves? Basabe ko ku debates za candidates
bana. Ensonga za Emulya Nyama tujazogera ko lunakulala. We talked issues of Machinde West here last week. Kati lero tugenda kutwoli mukogera ensonga za Central na Gomba. Ensonga za Machinde East tujazinonya era na abantu abali very responsible tukkiriza nti be balina okuzogera kwa zogera ko Aidah njagala yogera ensonga za Kampala Central.
Anti byonna bitwalira wamkwanga. By the way, when it comes to discussing the political issues, it's not sectarian, it's national.
Well, tuomulamu kwa katono nnyo teokomawo.